Hey gang, this is Steve with Guitar Center. We're at NAMM 2020. We're hanging out in the Rane booth with Chris, and we're checking out the new 70 series mixer. How you doing, Chris?
Good. How you doing, Steve?
Great. So this is the latest in the series.
Yes, it is.
Can you give us a little rundown on how we got here?
So a couple years ago, we released a mixer called the Rane 72. Now, the Rane 72 is a really incredible battle mixer. It's made out of steel. It's bulletproof. It's designed really, literally to go into battle. And so it has all these great features. It has a touch display you can do effects on, and a variety of other features. In fact, the last 2 years, DMC has been won on a Rane 72. So that it's a great mixer and a great foundation for building another mixer that we're introducing at the show, which is the Rane 70. Now, the Rane 70 is a little bit more streamlined. It's actually designed in a way for guys who actually perform with artists, or they go on stage, or they're out doing a lot of gigs where they're not doing fancy tip tricks and things like that like they do at a DMC competition. These guys might be just standard hip hop guys. They're just trying to scratch. They're just trying to do some basic things that are out there. And so it's still built out of steel. It's still built like a tank. It's actually got the same circuit boards in it for the most extent. But it's the Rane 70. And so in this mixer, let's go through some of the features of it and look at what we have here, so we understand that, you know, it is a little bit more streamlined than we see on a 72. All right, so as we look at the top of the mixer, you'll notice that we have, first of all, we have at each side here in the corner, that we have the section to load your songs. This mixer is designed to work with 2 computers, so for 2 DJs. So whoever's on the right deck will find their songs with the right knob for track select and the left knob for track select as well. And you're also able to load to your prep section with that as well. As we move more to the middle of the mixer, you'll find that the EQ section is located. We've added some highlights around the EQs to give you more, so you can see things in the dark a little bit better. In addition to that, you have your standard low-pass, high-pass filter, as well as your gain control. So the sections are pretty clear and easy to understand. Your main controls are in the middle of this mixer. So you have your main and your booth output on this mixer right in the middle. They're both balanced. One is 1/4 inch and one is XLR. As we move further down the mixer, you're going to see that we have an effects section. It's very reminiscent of our Rane 62. And so what this effects section does, it has internal flex effects, which allow you to add things like echoes and reverbs. You can adjust the parameters of those things to your liking. We have additional controls here that are basically parameter controls and toggles that allow you to move the BPM up and down and do all sorts of great things with those effects internally. If you want to use external effects, hit the button in the middle, and now you move to the Serato section. You're able to actually control all of your Serato effects simply by switching over to the new mode. You can do your Serato effects layered. You can even set it up so you can layer the internal and external effects at the same time if you want to. Now, we also have, in this section of effects, we have these toggles, these aluminum toggles. They lock in one position, and they're momentary in the other position. You can flip those around if you want to. And you might want to do that, because if you're a DJ that likes doing effects like echoes and things like that all the time, what you can do is basically, if it's locked in the down position, you can slap it down and lock it, and then just come on down and take your line out, because all the effects are post-fader as well, so it'll echo out and do things like that when you do that. In addition, we also have 2 wet-dry knobs in the middle here. This allows for the user to be able to actually mix in their effects as opposed to just using the toggle. So you might lock the toggle and then mix in the effect as you're actually working on it. Now, as we move it down a little bit further in here, you're going to find as a DJ that there's a lot of different things on pads that you're used to and comfortable with on other devices as well, such as the Q section. So we have a Q section, and pitch play is also available with us, because we do include pitch and time with the mixer. We have your standard save loop section, as well as rolls that you can do your beat jumps and things like that with. We have the sampler control. And a sampler knob a volume knob is actually here right underneath the pads conveniently. And then the transport control. And that transport control allows you to be able to DJ without turntables, without 12s, without anything connected to it, because it allows to play and pause and cue and all those different things that you need to be able to do. If you go to a gig, you can take just the mixer with you and do the full gig just with just the mixer. If it's obviously if it's a wedding or a basic function like that, you're not expecting you to scratch. As we move down a little bit further, you'll see that the queuing section is now a slider style queuing. With a standard wet-dry control, mix control and volume control for your headphones. And then you'll see in the middle here, in between the fader section, this instant doubles button. Now, that's a brand new function that we're introducing here on the Rane 70. That function allows you to take a song on one side and bounce it to the other side instantly and keep everything in sync together. If that's not your thing, though, there's 2 other functions that we allow you to do with it. We allow you to do sync with it. So many DJs like Craze and whatnot that are now helping us with the mixer have preferred that particular function. So we're going to leave that in there so they can use it. But there's also other functions like silent cue, so you can actually silence the track quickly and then restart it with the cue button as well. In the center section here is the Mag 4 fader. The Mag 4 fader is brand new and replaces the Mag 3 fader in our line. It's 60% lighter, has a slightly smaller magnet, it's super light, it's feather light, and so you don't have to do a workout before going out and gigging anymore. It's got a really light feel to it, and it has a magnetic tension adjust on top of it, so it can adjust how the feel is when you move it back and forth. And then on the crossfader, we have a physical tension adjust as well. Now, owners of the Rane 72 will be happy to hear that we're also introducing the Mag 4 fader for them as well. It'll be available later on this spring, and they can purchase it to replace inside their 72 if they want to use this newer, lighter fader as well. Now, as we move down a little bit further on the mixer, on the front panel, you'll find the controls that are specific to controlling the faders. Of course, your standard curve adjust, your reverse adjust, and all those things. Split cues down here. And we also have controls for a couple of microphones on top and also on the front. That microphone section itself, it will allow you to also do things like auto ducking and echo and whatnot in the mixer. So there's a lot of customizability in the mixer. We can do wet, dry modes and whatnot. On the back of the mixer, you'll find that we have balanced outputs, like I already said, for the master, for the booth, but we also have inputs for your turntables, for your CD players, or whatever it is that you're currently using back there. And you also have a session in and out as well, so you can daisy chain mixers together. It gives you another line input. Also, the microphones can be switched over to be used as line inputs. It's all the same circuitry and specifications from the Rane 72. We just actually decided to streamline it a little bit, make it a little bit more targeted towards what you're trying to do.
Although you say that they're stripped down, they actually seem pretty thorough.
That's the intent. That's the intent, to basically not compromise, give you all the features that you want to be able to have.
Awesome. And how soon are Guitar Center customers going to be able to try these out?
Oh, Guitar Center customers will be able to come to a store near them and check it out. I would expect somewhere in the area of April or so, March, April, somewhere in that time frame.
Okay, great. All right, so the Rane 70 mixer coming soon to a Guitar Center near you. Check out guitarcenter.com for more new from NAMM.